Hi there, it's Nicole here today, and I am doing a little series this week called Handmade Holiday, and it's all quick and easy handmade touches you can do really fast because we're nearing the holiday very quickly. And today I'm going to be creating these monogram gold foil tags. Now to create these, I am using some gold foil paper. There are many options out on the market. I'm going to link to those on my blog, so if the one that I am using isn't there, then they'll have some other options if it's not available any longer. I'm using the My Favorite Things Peekaboo Alphabet, the Simon Says Stamp Tag Sayings and Presents and Ornaments stamp sets, and then the Pretty Pink Posh stitched tag dies. I'm using the small square one. Of course, that gold foil paper, some white cardstock, Versamark, gold embossing powder, and some gold sparkle Lawn Fawn trimmings twine. Now the first thing I'm going to do is take that small stitched tag from Pretty Pink Posh and then the Peekaboo Alphabet. I'm going to cut one of those apart if they aren't already cut apart, and I'm going to go ahead and tape those in place on my gold foil paper using a little post-it tape and run those through at the same time. And I'm going to keep doing this for as many monograms as I need. Now for my project today, I am actually creating 9 tags, all in under an hour, and I am doing 3 each for each of my kids. If you have lots of other people to do them for, just make a list of all the monograms you need, and then just kind of do a little check mark as you get them all die cut. So very quick and very, very easy. Going to go ahead and keep switching these out until I get them all die cut. I love these because you can just kind of, like it says, see a peek-a-boo of the letter instead of die cutting the whole letter out. And it makes it really easy to die cut them both at the same time. I love this little square tag. There is also a longer rectangular tag and an oval in this same die collection from Pretty Pink Posh, which any of those would be great. I don't know that the monogram would fit in the oval, but it would fit in the longer rectangle. So if you prefer that shape, that would be a fun one to do as well. Now once I have all of the gold tags die cut, I can move on to the white that I'm using. This is actually whipped cream cardstock from My Favorite Things that I'm going to be using as the backing. The tag itself is made up of only 2 pieces of paper. That's what helps keep this a very fast project. I am backing my gold foil tag with a solid tag which peeks through to the front. So I like to do my projects like this assembly line style, where I am doing all of the die cutting here first, doing all the monogram die cutting, then I'll do all the backing die cutting, and then I will add the stamping for the back of the tag. You could even leave that part off if you don't have a ton of time. It definitely doesn't need it. I thought it gave it a little bit of a nice finished look. I really wanted these to kind of have that professional, you know, pre-made type of look. So again, I'm going to run through all of these using that whipped cream cardstock. I like this cardstock. It's not pure white. It has a little bit of that creamy kind of look to it, but it's still white. It's not tan, it's not cream or anything like that. It's kind of, for me, I feel like it's kind of in between that stark white and then cream color. So I really love this. I think it's maybe even soft. It's not so stark white. It's kind of a little bit softer. So once I have all of these die cut, I can move on to the stamping portion of this. And I'm going to line up all of my white backing for just a second here. I'm going to go ahead and take my powder tool and just brush it over each of the tags. Now I'm only doing 8 for the example since I did one prior to doing my assembly line style. So that will be my 9th one. I'm masking off each side because the word Mary, the scripty word Mary from the Presents and Ornaments Simon Says stamp set is a little longer, and I decided I didn't want that to go past the stitching line. Again, that is a step you could leave out if you're pressed for time. But I reused mine and I just kind of did it over and over. Now, the to and from lines are from the Simon Says stamp Tag Sayings. I'm going to go ahead and stamp both of those first, sprinkle on my gold embossing powder, tap that off back into the jar or the scrap piece of paper, whatever you might be using. I decided a scrap piece of paper would really be easier. And then I will take the word Christmas, also from the Presents and Ornaments stamp set, and stamp that right below the word Merry. That kind of helped me gauge where that word was going to be. Now, as I got to stamping these, I didn't need that any longer, and I went ahead and stamped all of it, and then added the embossing powder and heat set it. It went really quickly once I got going. So you could even do more of these if you wanted to at the same time, and maybe even do something different on the front. Now, if all of the little dots do not come out of the peekaboo die, simply take a paper piercing tool. I'm using the Tim Holtz piercing tool or craft pick, and poke all of those out. And then take a tape runner or glue or whatever adhesive you want to use and run it around your die cut tag and place it back to back with your stamped and embossed tag. So I will do this for all of the tags. Again, very assembly line style, makes it go very quickly to do one step at a time for all tags. Next, I am using my piercing tool to make a little dot where I'm going to be punching my hole. I thought I could just eyeball it, and I thought it was a little bit off on my first tag, which was fine. I kept it. It didn't bother me that much. But this just kind of gives me a guideline for taking my CROPADILE and using that small hole punch to punch a hole in the top of each of my tags. This is going to allow me to be able to thread through that Lawn Fawn Gold Sparkle Trimmings twine really quickly. Punch this last one out. And then what I did was take the Lawn Trimmings die, thread it through one of the tags, and then in order to cut all of them the same length or relatively the same length and not guess each time, I'm just going to measure these out and cut all of my string at one time. So I'll continue to cut all of these until I have 8 pieces of string to tie through the top of my tags. So I'm going to take the one that I already threaded through, pull those together, and knot them at the top. Very quick and easy, nothing very fancy about this, and I will do that for all the rest of the tags that I have here, so that I'll end up with 9 tags, 3 for each child. So there you have it, some quick and easy handmade holiday tags, perfect and ready to tie on to gifts. I hope you've enjoyed this video showcasing some quick tips and ideas for creating your own tags for gift giving. The supplies I've used are listed and linked below the video on YouTube. Thanks for watching.